Ukrainian FPV drones, fiber optic drones, and kamikaze drones are actively operating along the Ukrainian front. Advanced technology at work, Russian forces face limited options to respond. Vehicles, impacted positions, disrupted, the operations are intensifying. The front lines are changing rapidly. Every moment counts. Stay tuned for continuous updates on these high-tech drone activities, innovation, precision, and strategy shaping the future of the battlefield. (16 2026). A Russian soldier was observed peering out of his dugout. Moments later, a Ukrainian fiber-optic FPV drone approached and struck the position, completely destroying the basement. The soldier seated on the ground had most likely paused to rest. At that moment, an FPV drone approached and engaged the position. He reached for his weapon, but the response came too late under the rapid aerial action. This time, when the Russian soldier noticed the FPV drone directly in front of him, he panicked and immediately dropped to the ground in reaction to the approaching aircraft. This soldier also appeared uncertain how to react when he spotted the FPV drone. Caught in the open with no immediate cover available, he had limited options for concealment. Ukrainian FPV drones positioned along Russian troop transit routes continue monitoring and targeting military vehicles, particularly in the Donetsk region. It wasn't just vehicles. Many Russian soldiers advancing on foot along the front lines also became targets for drones lying in ambush. These routes are now effectively under complete surveillance and control by Ukrainian drones. We begin today's series with a Russian soldier on a high-power line while he attempted to install an antenna. The soldier found himself in a hopeless situation, either descend or face the drone. It is chilling to imagine what he must have felt in that moment. The next target is an ATV, a vehicle commonly used on the front line. The drone maneuvers swiftly to strike, and though the rider narrowly escapes the first attack by sheer luck, he cannot evade the second drone sent immediately afterward. Meanwhile, deep in the wooded areas of the Donetsk region, a Russian infantryman is spotted. He tries everything to escape, but the drone's precise maneuvers allow it to weave effortlessly through the trees. Another soldier just a few meters away attempts to bring the drone down by throwing his weapon at it, but even that fails to stop the relentless attack. The incident unfolds near a forest edge in the Pokrovsk sector. A Ukrainian drone spots 3 Russian soldiers moving along the tree line. As the engine noise grows overhead, the soldiers panic and scatter. The drone targets the last man in line, releasing ammunition that disrupts his movement. It then shifts focus to another soldier, who tries to evade by changing direction repeatedly and running in irregular patterns. Moments later, the drone drops another munition ahead of him, cutting off his path and knocking him to the ground. Despite the impact, he regains his footing and continues running while the drone maintains steady tracking from above. He looks back several times, clearly aware he is being followed, and his uneven movement suggests a leg injury. After a prolonged effort, he reaches a dugout entrance and collapses from exhaustion. A fellow soldier emerges and pulls him inside under continued aerial observation. A Ukrainian drone accelerates toward a Russian soldier who appears exhausted and has fallen while attempting to regain his footing. As the aircraft closes in, the soldier makes no visible attempt to continue moving. The drone maintains a controlled approach, concluding the sequence under direct aerial observation. A Russian soldier moves along a snow-covered road when he suddenly looks up and notices a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone observing from above. He quickly steps off the road into broken branches at the edge and crouches, attempting to cover himself with snow for concealment. Moments later, He abandons the effort and runs along a narrow trail, doubling back repeatedly in an attempt to confuse the aircraft. The drone maintains visual tracking and releases ammunition ahead of his route, cutting off his movement under direct aerial observation. We begin today's series with how Signum Battalion pilots detected enemy mortar positions in the Lyman direction. While one crew dismantled the equipment, another calculated the exact location of the enemy. First, they knocked out the generator, depriving the occupiers of light and communication, and then directed a strike straight into the shelter. The final action was a third strike on the mortar position, this time targeting the command post. The result, shown in the video, is complete destruction of the Russian presence in this area. On February 15, 2026, a Ukrainian 414th UAS Brigade FPV pilot, known as Magyar's Birds, executed a precision drone operation tracking Russian forces across open terrain. The drone maintained a careful watch from above, circling the soldiers and monitoring their movements. After a brief observation, it advanced with exact timing, completing the carvai before the soldiers had any opportunity to react. This time, Ukrainian forces launched a suppression carvai against Russian troops gathered inside a building in the Luhansk region. However, the high concentration of Russian personnel meant that conventional firepower alone was insufficient. Their initial attempt to breach the position failed, unable to overcome the defenses inside. At that point, they escalated the assault using 7.5 kilograms TM-62 anti-tank mines. The charges had been prepared, armed, and strategically placed at multiple points throughout the building to maximize effectiveness. Here, the soldiers begin placing mines in every corner of the building. Each 7 kilograms mine has a substantial blast radius, and in confined spaces, the explosive force becomes even more devastating. Powerful detonations follow, causing severe destruction. In this operation, 6 Russian soldiers lost their lives. A Russian soldier is seen carrying a supply crate along a dirt road near the forest edge in the Pokrovsk direction. He suddenly looks up and notices a Ukrainian drone hovering above. Dropping the crate, he begins to run, weaving between tree trunks and broken branches in an attempt to complicate the drone's approach. After maneuvering across uneven ground for several moments, the drone adjusts its angle and releases ammunition. On February 15, 2026, intense footage captures a Ukrainian FPV drone pilot, known as Magyar's Birds, executing a precision operation. The pilot spots a Russian soldier taking cover and carries out a rapid, tactical carvai, showcasing the speed, skill, and strategic execution of modern drone warfare in real-time battlefield conditions. A fiber-optic FPV drone operated by Ukrainian forces moves through the Pokrovsk sector. Suddenly, it detects a military vehicle out in the open along with 2 Russian soldiers. The soldiers had paused to change a tire, leaving themselves exposed and turning them into an immediate target for the drone.